They had a very short flight to get to Bangor that day in 2012. Hardly enough time to get comfortable before they landed for topping off the fuel tanks. Many very young Marines came down the ramp, freshly shorn heads, as they headed out on their first deployment. A few old timers were there as well. I spoke with the first sergeant who had been the drill instructor for some of the officers now in his chain of command. We started talking because one seasoned corpsman had a name that caught my eye as being from Nigeria. I asked him where he came from. He said Nigeria. I asked him again. He said Nigeria. It's in West Africa. I grinned. I said, yeah, but what state? He replied, Enugu State. Then his face broke into a huge grin as I said, Kedu Kadu. And he answered with his customary Adumah. Hey, you're speaking my language. It was another little moment that brightened both of our days as we spoke of areas I had visited near his home and close to his heart. He even knew of Reverend Dr. Bishop Ndife, my friend. The world is a very tiny place, after all. Well, there was a quiet group early in the morning, not fully awake and not wanting to get too awake as they had a long flight ahead of them. Soon their flight was called and they filed up the ramp, anxious to just get it done. We shook hands, wished them well, and as is my custom, I wished those fine corpsmen a boring deployment. A tall, muscled Marine sergeant stopped and said, I've been through here several times in the last 10 years, and you guys are always here, and it always chokes me up. Thanks for what you do. I smiled and I said, thank you for what you do, Sergeant. It is our honor to stand behind you. They walked up the ramp into whatever future awaited them. I paused and watched as the last one went out of sight around the corner onto the boarding gate. Thank you for what you do, he had said. I can only thank God every day for these fine troops and the sacrifices that they make for our nation and for their brothers and sisters. And I repeat, even though he cannot hear me right now, thank you for what you do, Sergeant. Thank you for what you do. Old Vet.